Hello everyone, welcome to the Stock Martin channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're back, I would like to welcome you back as I have a great video for you today. We are going to be talking about the GGPI stock. It is a SPAC, it's a special purpose acquisition company, and we have just received about 5 hours ago some big news that it will be doing a reverse merger with Polestar. So I have been covering this for the past about 2 months now. And we have finally received word out there, and it is big, it is huge. And I think you're going to want to watch this video because you're going to learn a lot out of it. But before we get into it, if you can, please give me that thumbs up, the like button. Also subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell, hit all so you can get all my videos. But I did want to just jump down into this and talk about this. It is from Investor Place. The title of this article is the SPAC Alert. There's 9 things to know about the GGPI stock and the Polestar SPAC merger. So the EV boom continues with this Swedish innovator, and so far things are going well for all parties involved. So this is what we are going to be talking about. So I have been mentioning, if you have seen my past videos, that GGPI is Gores Guggenheim. It is a special purpose acquisition company, very similar to in the past, if you remember, Churchill Capital. So this is a company that pretty much brings up revenue and does a reverse merger with a company to make it go public, to be allowed to be traded on the stock market. So this company did now announce that it will be merging with Polestar. So according to this article, I did want to talk to you that today begins a slower week for IPOs, but there is a big exciting news today. So as I did mention, we did have that Swedish automaker out there called Polestar, and they are announcing a partnership with Gores Guggenheim. So this is that stock that is trading on the Nasdaq of GGPI. They did announce this morning, and the GGPI stock really did shoot up. We will be talking about the stock in just a few minutes, but this is huge news, especially if you're into electric vehicles or into electric vehicle stocks. I think this is a really good one to have on your radar, but now this is a really good one to start getting into, as this is the very beginning of this company. So if you remember back in the day when CCIV, Churchill Capital, was in talks with Lucid Motors, this stock went all the way up quite a bit just from the news alone. So we'll definitely see how this happens and how this folds out. It looks like that this is very good news, and it's not surprising that markets would react well to the news of a merger like this, because GGPI stock has only spent a month mostly in the green, only in marginal downticks. So GGPI has been, since it is a special purpose acquisition company, it has been around that $10 mark, a little bit less than $10 mark, as mostly all SPACs are. And then when it does this reverse merger, it will be bringing Polestar to the Nasdaq. Its symbol will be PSNY once the merger does go through, and this will be very big for the company. Now, I did want to talk about the 9 things that we need to know about this GGPI stock and Polestar as a company. So I did want to go through these each line by line, but number 1 is that the Polestar company, it does come from a Swedish racing team that originally operated as part of Volvo. So in the year 2017, they did break off from Volvo, and they did make its own iconic Automaker, which is only focused on electric vehicles. So currently there's only 2 Polestar vehicles out there that are being produced and sold around the world. It is the Polestar 1 and the Polestar 2. The Polestar 1 is a 2-door sedan, and it is a hybrid engine. So it does still have that gasoline component, but it also has a plug-in hybrid. Just on electric alone, it can travel about 52 miles on one single charge, but it does have that hybrid engine, and it does give you very good fuel economy. Now, Polestar 2 is a 4-door version, and this one is all electric. It only comes as an all-electric motor, and it has a range of about 240 miles on a single charge. And it is a very, very nice vehicle in my opinion. Now, Polestar as a company has announced that it will be making Polestar 3, which will be its first SUV. This vehicle will be the first to be made in the United States, as the first two Model 1 and 2 are made in China through a Chinese company through its partnership with Geely. Now, the Polestar 3, the SUV, will be made in one of the Carolinas. I believe it's North Carolina, and it will be making it this year or potentially next year for the United States market and the worldwide market. But this is going to be very big and very good news for this company. So the second thing that we did want to talk about is that Polestar is committed to staying in its own lane. The CEO stated that the company does not intend to be a Tesla killer. So they are just trying to get that own niche for itself. It's not really competing against Tesla in the sense of its long battery life, its performance. It pretty much is just trying to be an electric company on its own out there. Now, definitely you will have a lot of people that do compare the two, and the Tesla Model 3 is most likely compared to the Polestar 2, as they are both four-door cars. Their range is very similar, but the technology that Tesla has is by far a lot better than Polestar. But Polestar is making a very nice vehicle out there, and it does have a lot of credibility to being one of the safest vehicles out there because it is a division of Volvo. So this is very big for the company, and it will be one of the big movers out there. So the other thing that I did want to talk to you about, and I did mention this, is that the other parent company that does own Polestar is Geely. This is a Chinese automaker. It is a Chinese giant that does produce these vehicles worldwide. So as I mentioned, Polestar 1 and 2 are made in China through this Geely Chinese automaker company. So this is big news because this is going to be a very big player in the electric vehicle market, as they are already starting to make vehicles out there. Now, number 4 on here is that Polestar is working on that SUV that I have mentioned. This SUV will be called the Polestar 3, and it will include the very first LiDAR system by Luminar Technologies. So Luminar Technologies was actually very interesting because it was brought to the stock market as LAZR through a reverse merger, through also this Gores Guggenheim reverse merger. And so this is very nice to see that they are going to be working very nicely in partnership together, as the SUV of Polestar, the Polestar 3, will have that LiDAR system that will allow this vehicle to do the autonomous driving. So this is very big news for this company and for both of these companies, actually. So number 5 on here is that even though that they are backed by Volvo Group, it can also have a lot of investors in it. And one of the biggest investors in Polestar from the very early days was Leonardo DiCaprio. As you know, Leonardo DiCaprio is an American actor that is very big into the environment and showing that the environment needs to be protected. And he did really back up Polestar at the very beginning as an investor. And he did believe that Polestar as a company is one of the best electric vehicle companies out there that has the lowest carbon footprint out of any vehicle company out there, both electric and internal combustion engines out there. So they are very good at this. So the merger will include the PIPE investments of about $250 million from institutional investors. The next biggest thing is the valuation of the company. So Polestar will be valued at about $20 billion, which will give it the largest blank check merger since we just had Lucid Motors, which did have $24 billion deal with CCIV earlier this year. So it will be about $4 billion lower than that. Polestar is very much making vehicles and selling these vehicles already. So Polestar is making that a Model 1 already and selling it. They are also making the Polestar 2. So both of these are very affordable cars, and they are right around that $35,000 to $50,000 mark. So it looks like that Polestar is really not targeting to be a Tesla killer, but they are the closest thing, as I mentioned, to the Tesla Model 3 as a competitor out there. And so this is very important. And the ninth and most important thing is that this merger, this stock, the GGPI, has been trading under that $10 mark for quite some time now. Now that we had this good news out there, now this stock is really starting to pop. And I did want to show you this. As of today, the stock did end at $10.45, so it was up by 4.7% in just today alone. If you look in the past 1 week, we have been trading under that $10 mark, as I have mentioned, and just today we did receive that news that it will be merging with GGPI, will be merging with Polestar, and we had a huge pop in this stock just by about 50 cents, but it is a 5.5% increase in its stock. When you look at the valuation of Polestar and compare it to GGPI and look at CCIV and Lucid Motors, this is a steal of a deal, in my opinion, if you get into this stock very early as we are right now. I think that this company has a lot of good future ahead of itself, and it does have a lot of backing from the Swedish company Volvo and also the Chinese automaker Geely. So this partnership has been very good for this company, as they have been able to roll out those vehicles, those electric vehicles out there, and they have been selling them around the world, and they are doing quite well as a vehicle maker. And so this is very good for this company and will be very good for this stock. I am very glad to report that this merger did go through. We have had a lot of people asking me about this. When is the merger going to go through? When is the deal going to happen? And this was first announced by Bloomberg on July 8th of this year, that the merger, that these two companies were in talks to do this merger deal. So now we have it. Today is the big day. The merger is going to happen. The deal is going to happen. I do think that this stock will hit $20 before the merger happens. And so right now we are getting it in a very, very good deal, but we'll definitely have to keep you updated, as this is great news for us investors and for the stock and for the electric vehicle market. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me that thumbs up, the like button. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, notification bell, hit all so you can get all my videos. Also, don't forget to share this video with others. Share it with your family, your friends, your coworkers, that next door neighbor. I'd greatly appreciate it. And thank you so much for all your support and for watching. And I can't wait to talk to you on the next one. Thank you. Down below, if you would like to help out the channel, I put 2 links. One's for Webull. If you open an account, deposit $100, you get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850. If you deposit $100 into Coinbase, you get $10 of cryptocurrency and trading. Thank you for supporting the channel.